God damn it.
What a way
I
to kick off the
tried,
show. God
I
damn it.
tried, I tried to get it to go live, but we can't. So we're just recording from here. So anyway, hello and welcome to Little State Big Voices with myself, Shahida. Yeah, I know I just said it like 2 minutes ago, but I'm saying it again. And my fabulous co-host Tracy. How are you, ma'am?
Hey y'all, I'm riding a high, but you have to introduce our third, our guest co-hosts for today. You haven't introduced them yet.
Our guest co-host.
Our motif award that we
I,
just got for our third time in a row. Motif Magazine, and not only is it we were favorite local podcast, now we are favorite Rhode Island podcast. Okay, boom.
I'm impressed.
Joining
Unfortunately,
joining her.
yes. Oh, they're kissing. That's so sweet.
And you have their triplet at your house.
Hmm. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend, but Tracy, tell us about it.
So it was actually a different experience than in the past. It felt like there were different people there. I honestly walked in the building kind of unsure about, whether or not we even had a chance at this. I was thinking like, okay, 3 years in a row, that's just being greedy, right?
Uh-huh.
Can we make it happen? And, just to reflect back on the process for this awards ceremony for Motif, it is something that you're voted in for. So it's listeners, it's fans, it's people who read Motif magazine that are submitting their votes for the best local podcast. And like the fact that we got it again off of like authentic fan appreciation was really important to me. Like I was so excited for that. The competition was stiff. We were up against like probably 5 or 6 other podcasts. And again, like some of these podcasts have been around longer than us. They have, bigger social media presence than we do. But it just goes to show like our fans, our listeners, our family out there really do like and enjoy the podcast, and we are grateful. I want to thank you guys.
Mm, enough to answer the call of action and actually vote. That's the big thing.
Yes, we appreciate that. Listen, if
Hmm.
anything, Shahida's gonna drive home, and you gonna stuff that ballot box. Don't play with us. That means in November, and that means in the spring when we are up for Motif Award too.
Hmm.
Voting
Hmm.
matters, no matter what it's about. So
Yeah, so that's great. I'm glad you had a good time. What was it? Was a Wednesday night? It was a Wednesday night.
it was
I had,
Wednesday
I
night, the
had,
twenty
I had,
seventh.
yeah, I had a few things I was, kind of like working on. So I'm actually talking like not so loud and hyper because at, I am not at home.
Shahida's she's outside. But that's
Hmm.
okay because I can be hype and I can be excited for us.
Hmm.
Again, gratitude to our fans and listeners, especially the folks over at Motif who continue to put us on the ballot for, like I said, for acknowledging and appreciating our art. They actually have a tattoo awards that is coming up tomorrow. I won't be able to attend, but that's June 2nd, and you can go on motifri.com to find out when all of their awards and events are. There was a music award earlier this year that they did, and so spoken word was the last one, and then tattoo is tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was definitely exciting, and a lot of our friends were there too. Shahida, Vlad,
I saw
from
Rudy.
Afroverse.
Hmm.
Rudy, of course. And of course,
Hmm.
Rudy won. I mean, come
He
on.
did
Rudy
good for
won.
him.
Yeah. Black Sav was there. He also
He's
won.
so
Simply
funny.
Sarah, our friend from
Mm,
Outspoken and Distant Relatives, was there.
mhm,
Who else? Mr. Orange, Alicia Pina. So many just like amazing artists, like all
mhm.
the people that, so it's like one thing to get this acknowledgement, then it's another thing to be surrounded by a group of like-minded individuals. So we low-key were like playing when we took a group photo. We were like, oh, we should have a sleepover. And then somebody was like, we really should have like a grown-up pajama party. So that might be on the table. That more to come on that later.
Okay, that's crazy. I can imagine. I can imagine the hijinks that people would get up to in an adult sleepover. Oh,
I
speaking
know,
of
but it sounds
adult,
like fun.
I do gotta say, you gotta call out, happy anniversary today, girl. I didn't know it was your anniversary. You said 26 years?
Oh, me and my boo, 26 years.
And
Yes.
is that
Married
just
in
married or
2000.
okay. But together how long?
We met in 1989, started dating at the end of 1989.
That's crazy. Let's celebrate that
That is
because
crazy.
that's wild. Yeah, congratulations. Because
Yeah, we
you just don't see that
we
type
met
of
in the
togetherness.
1900s, girl. We met in the 1900s. That's all I can
Mhm.
say about that. Yeah,
Mhm.
and still together and still like low key like each other a little bit.
Still got the passion. Still got the passion.
But yeah, it's when you get to this point, it's not about like, oh, there's not a lot of fanfare. I don't know
Mhm.
how to put it. And then honestly, what has always humbled us on our anniversary is that our daughter's birthday is the end of May. So
Mhm.
that has always overshadowed our anniversary, which is
Mhm.
is fine with me. Like I don't have a problem with that. Like we always want to celebrate our kids. So it's like we got Mother's Day, then we got my daughter's birthday in May, and then like literally a little after midnight, I started singing Tony, 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 like, do you know what today is?
Mhm. Mhm.
And my husband's like, "Oh, it's our anniversary." He's like, "What are we gonna go eat?" So that's kinda where we are with it, you know?
So
But
when y'all gonna go eat?
that's we wanna go to Los Andes, that's our favorite.
Okay, that's your
So,
favorite spot in Rhode Island.
it's on Chalkstone, we love that
Mhm.
place.
Mhm. I've only been there twice.
It's so good to us because we always get the same, like, fried seafood, but they always have a good cocktail, the service is
Mhm.
amazing, so, yeah, we'll probably do that. And we won't do it tonight, we'll do it, like,
Mhm.
whatever random day that's like, we're so unserious
Mhm.
about our anniversary, but
Mhm.
in a good way, I think people sometimes put too much emphasis on, like, certain holidays and things like your anniversary, like, we're not like, if we don't do it something tonight, it's fine. We'll do it
Mhm.
later on this week, and, like, I don't have a gift for him, he doesn't have a
Mhm.
gift for me, and neither one of us really cares, like, because we, again, didn't even remember that it was our anniversary until, like, midnight. So
And that's how I feel too. Like I don't remember first dates. I don't, I remember anniversaries, birthdays, and then I don't know if people get caught up in all those things, but I'm not big on them either because show my appreciation either daily or weekly. I, I show my appreciation. I'm always, taking care of my people, so I get it. But I did want to shout out one thing that we did this week that I was very busy all week. But one of the things I had is at work, we had a murder mystery lunch. And when I say
Ooh.
that murder mystery lunch was way more than I anticipated it was going to be. Our weekly guest host that hosts with us for the recap of the Real Rhode Island, Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Kat, she and I, we are the party planning committee at myself, and so
I love it.
we did this, and I don't even know how it came about, but I know that we put so much work into it, and I will have to shout out my coworkers because their participation was top tier. Like these people were like really into it. I thought we were gonna come in the morning because we had like the chalk outline body. We had like little cones and stuff up for like the investigation. We had the caution tape. And so each one they were assigned a role to play, but based off of people who are in the office, assigned a role to play, and they each had a secret, and then they had clues that would help them kind of suss out who the killer was. When I say these people, we had those people in a chokehold all day. We did not get work done. No one worked that
You know
day.
what? I love to hear about a workplace that has culture because what I'm hearing is, first of all, murder mystery lunch is fire. So when you said to me mystery lunch, I thought you just meant like it was a mystery what was going to be for lunch. Like it's kind of
Hmm.
like a surprise, like
That
surprise,
was a
this is the
surprise
lunch
too.
instead of announcing it. But it's so important for like your overall mental health. We didn't really get a chance to touch too much on like mental health last month. May was mental health awareness month, but part of the good majority of your day, if you work, is spent at work, right? Because it's 8
Mhm.
hours at work. It's your commute, whatever that looks like. Even if you work remotely from home, you have a work environment, right? But when you go into the office, it's even more intense. So the fact that you guys can have fun at work, and I know you're getting a lot of work done, so maybe you didn't get much done that day, but
Not
you guys
that
are
day.
working really hard. Not
Mhm.
you guys are working really hard because of what you do and the type of clients that you service. And it's just good to know you can go into a workplace and have a little bit of fun, a little bit of levity, because I think it makes you a better and more productive employee, to be honest with you. Like
Mhm.
I would probably think twice about quitting a job like that if I was like, "Oh, I'm staying for the lunches, the murder mystery lunches, the forays into, downtown Providence, all the things that you guys do to make it so fun to work there."
And to top it off, the lunch was actually we did Dominican food, like traditional Dominican food. And you know
Mm.
me, I'm not the one to like experiment, but when I say top tier, it was delicious. So we had this Dominican lasagna that's made with
Oh,
plantains.
yeah. Mhm.
What is it called? You could say it so nicely in Spanish.
Um, something low like something loan?
Okay,
Hold on. I'm about to Google it
don't
because
worry.
we don't make that in Honduras, but
Oh,
I
okay.
know what you mean, and I think of it as a Puerto Rican dish, but you know how that is.
Oh, so there might be an
What is it
entirely
called?
different name too. It was so good.
Pastelón. Was it pastelón?
I I think so.
Okay.
I
But
think so.
if it's not called that in Dominican Republic, it's the
Mhm,
same dish.
mhm.
It's basically lasagna made
The
with plantains.
delicious it was. So that was that's what we topped it off with Dominican lunch. We have several people here, considering one who usually La Flaca, who also listens but won't participate in the podcast, but she definitely was the one that helped select the meal. She went and picked it up. They brought it back. It was delicious. So it was a fabulous day. It was such a success,
No.
and we're supposed to plan another one for October. I don't know how we can top it.
I need to figure out how can I sneak into the office on these days? Like what kind of like pass do I need to get in on the lunch mystery lunches and
You,
the other lunches? I got to figure this out. I got to figure out the life hack for that.
you could have been the dead body.
The chalk outline is crazy, but I love it for y'all.
Mhm. So that was part of our week. So what else is going on? You had a little bit more exciting things going on yesterday.
Well,
Oh,
so
actually
before
Saturday.
I
Was it
get to
yesterday?
that,
Hmm.
it was yesterday. But
Okay.
before I get to that, I want to point out that while you were murder mystery luncheon, I was down at track 15 with the AARP
Oh
crowd,
yeah. Hmm.
rubbing elbows and hobnobbing with the other old people.
I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be there for that one.
And they also had excellent lunch. It was
Hmm.
really good. There was like a sampling from all the different restaurants throughout. So we had like hamburgers, guacamole and chips and
Hmm.
Mediterranean food. It was a really nice mix. Even the dishes that were like vegetarian, vegan were
Hmm.
surprisingly delicious. And I was like, okay, if everything vegetarian and vegan tasted like this, I could pull it off. You know what I mean? But I think it's that like anything with a little crunch to it and a little bit of like, flavor and some texture. I can't just do like a straight salad every day. But
Hmm. Hmm.
anyway, that's neither here nor there. AARP meetup was really cool. They really, were putting out a call for volunteers actually is
Hmm.
really one of the main objectives, but they had some activities which are fun. They let us put a pin on the map where we volunteer, work, or
Hmm. Oh, cool.
engage otherwise. That was kind of fun. So they had a map on the wall and they had a spotlight on it. And
Hmm.
you had these little dots that it wasn't pins, it was dots. You could kind of like tag where you work, live, and volunteer.
Hmm.
What else did they do? They also had a board that was like, what do you love about your town or city? And what would you change about your town or city? Which sparked a really engaging conversation. It got me thinking more about making physical visits to public libraries in the area, as
Hmm.
well as exploring more green spaces.
Hmm.
That's something you
Hmm.
and I talk about often on the podcast is being in more green spaces. Not only that, but public and community gardens, like
Hmm.
finding out what access we have to public in community gardens and learning how to actually deal with plants and grow plants, be it for food or be it for just landscaping or what have you. So that was I and actually made a few connections. Like I exchanged information with a few
Mhm.
people. I think we even got a new podcast listener from that meetup, but that was really exciting. That was Wednesday at Track 15.
Mhm.
And then on Thursday, the Boston While Black experience, which is always an experience in person, that kicked off on Thursday evening. So they plan to resume it again in August, but essentially it's called Yes, There Are Black People in Boston. And it's just a
Mhm.
local meetup for networking and also for Black people or interested parties who want to be members to join and learn about what's available as a member. So they do this thing where they take all the experiences you can have in the app and they bring it to life in person out in this it's a furniture store. So imagine you walk into a furniture store, it's full of like sofas and tables. You kind of feel like you're in a home setting, right? Like in
Mhm.
somebody's home or living room. And that's where they choose to do their networking, not some like stale, smelly bar room or, like usually where networking events happen, right?
Mhm.
It's like, it's weird, right? But this is actually so much more elevated. And for some reason, they have pegged your girl to host the music lounge 2 times
Mhm.
in a row. And I
Mhm.
get a feeling I'm going to be asked to return in August for
Mhm.
music lounge. And I got to say, I crushed it. I did a good job.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. So what's the music
you
lounge
gotta come.
experience?
So Music Lounge, basically what we do is we spark conversation. So that's something that's available on the app too. So you can kind of like go in there and say, "Hey, where is the concert happening? Where,
Mhm.
this artist dropped this album, what have you." But in person, what we do is we do versus matchups. So it might
Mhm.
be like, okay, who would win in a matchup between Michael Jackson and Prince? And then you just let people go head to head about it. And we have like all different genres,
That's a fight.
all different types of music. That is a fight, right? So the biggest fights, right? The biggest debates are always MJ and Michael, Beyonce and any against anybody else. So Beyonce
Mhm.
versus Rihanna,
Mhm.
Nicki versus Cardi. So again, like we spark so much
Party.
conversation. Exactly. Like, but then it's like if someone says something out of pocket, like if someone said Nikki, now I'm like, okay, explain.
Mhm.
Give
Mhm.
me your reasoning. And I think people walk away from that experience meeting new people,
Mhm.
also adding new music to their playlist, which I strongly encourage.
Mhm.
Some of those folks were so young, they didn't know some of the artists that were
Yeah.
on that. They didn't know who Crystal Waters was, or they might not know much about Earth, Wind, and Fire. And so I would encourage the younger people, like,
I can see.
start a new playlist, like
Mhm.
just off of the artists here that you've heard interesting things about. And the older people, I'm like, maybe you don't know who Glorilla is.
Mhm.
Take a listen, see if you might
Mhm.
enjoy something by Glorilla. So it definitely helps people get out of their norm because the algorithm is choosing everything for you now based on
Mhm.
what you like. But
Yeah.
maybe you don't know what you like, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Or
So
you
yeah,
you want to experience different types of music. Because I notice with my algorithm,
exactly.
it does bounce between 70s and 80s and a little in 90s, but after that, I have to go looking for things. So, and I do like
Mhm.
Glorilla, so I would like to listen to more of her. I love Cardi, so I would like that. Well, no, she's definitely in that mix, more so
Yeah.
than not. But oh, you know who it is that I really just discovered? Coco Jones. Now, I know that she's on
Oh,
Fresh Prince.
love.
I know that she's on Fresh Prince,
Oh,
but
she's so
because,
good.
like you say, my algorithm is shaped differently, I wasn't really catching her stuff. And then so it was, I started listening to Amazon Music and they started refreshing my stuff. And then I'm like, this is what I've been missing. This, that, love her. Love her.
Exactly, exactly. So, and what's interesting is so Coco Jones, one of my favorite songs is called Tummy Hurts, and it's
Mhm,
Coco Jones and Renee Rapp.
mhm,
And Renee Rapp is an actor too. So they're both actresses
mhm.
and, like multi hyphenates basically. And they have this like, I consider it to be an incredible, like, really like emotional song
They do.
and fire.
Mhm,
And I
mhm,
actually told someone to put that on their playlist. And
mhm,
another song that I was telling someone to put on their playlist is Tracy Chapman. She did a duet with Luciano Pavarotti like
mhm,
years ago.
mhm, I
And
remember.
it's one of my favorites that's like that I like to listen to. So imagine Tracy Chapman, who's an amazing vocalist and instrumentalist, singing on stage with this opera singer who's got this baritone. I guess
Mm,
I don't know if you would call it a baritone. And he's singing in Italian, she's singing in English and doing her hit song, Sorry.
mhm. Yeah, I remember that.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. And I love that. And so in addition to the music lounge, which of course is the best lounge, there was a travel lounge, a
Mhm,
wellness lounge. What else did we have? Foodie and travel. It
mhm,
was just like it was books as well.
mhm,
So there's like a book nook where you can exchange or take a book or donate a book to someone else and get some new ideas of what to read. So Boston While Black is it's just really impactful.
mhm,
I think it's great for Boston, not just for natives, but especially for transplants
mhm.
because
Oh, yeah,
a lot of
definitely.
times people they don't get Boston. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? They don't
mhm,
understand it and then they feel isolated.
mhm,
If you come here for college, that's a little bit different because you get, 4 years to get to know people. But if you
mhm,
relocate for work or
mhm,
love, which a lot of people do relocate for love and then maybe that doesn't necessarily work out and then you feel isolated and you feel like Boston never really became home.
yeah.
But I felt like there was such a warmth in the room, and I did my best to draw people out when I found them to be like closed in
Mhm,
and just
mhm.
really encourage people to make connections and talk. So again, Boston While Black, amazing event. Next one will be in August, but they're doing some World Cup stuff too over the summer. So I'll be sure to shout that out as well.
Oh, definitely. I wanna definitely attend some World Cup stuff, but I wanna attend this next one too, August before, because I know the wintertime, it gets iffy, if especially for me
Yeah,
going
for
back and
sure.
forth to Boston. But I'd like to at least go to the one in August. So remind me.
Yeah,
Let me put it
I
in my if I
definitely
put it in
will.
my head now, then I know, oh, this Thursday, you are going to this place.
Exactly. I literally have like a written calendar. So,
Mhm. I do too.
I have
Oh,
like
okay. Mhm.
I have to write everything down. Like I have it in front of me. I have multiple calendars.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
but this one I have an events calendar, I have a bill pay calendar. I
Mhm.
I don't trust devices alone to manage my
Mhm.
life anymore cuz I'll
Mhm.
forget.
Mhm.
I'll set a pop-up, but if I'm looking at it constantly, it's so much easier for me to remember
I
something's coming
agree.
up. So,
I agree.
yeah.
Well, what else is going on, sis? Oh, your Sunday.
Yes. So again, this music theme keeps creeping into my
Mhm.
life. I'm not a singer. You can ask my husband of 26 years. He definitely begs me to stop singing when I start
Mhm.
singing around the house. So it's not my vocal talent, but for some reason I keep, getting connected to music themes. So yesterday, I had the privilege of doing some fashion styling and creative direction for a new project that Michael Bivins is working on. I'm going to kind of be a little tight-lipped about it just because
Mhm.
it's still being fleshed out, but I will say that it honored Father's Day. It's a musical effort
Okay.
that honors his Boston residency, him being a Boston resident and a longtime Roxbury, advocate and, just a great person, always thumping his chest about Roxbury and about where he grew up. And so this is a solo effort for him, which
Mhm.
is new and it's refreshing. So I got in early in the morning, got wardrobe together, did a little bit of creative direction for some of the video, was able to provide feedback. I have a small bit role in
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
this video, so more to come on that. But it's always exciting to work with Biv, and seeing those Black fathers literally was about to
Mhm,
mess my makeup up. Like, seeing those Black fathers with their children on
mhm,
that in for those scenes. So, it was a Father's Day brunch, but it was also, part of, footage that we needed for media. But those dads showed up. I mean, they
mhm,
were suited and booted with their babies. I watched a young father put a suit on his 3-year-old, and
mhm,
it was so incredible, the care and the gentleness that he took getting his son ready. I
mhm,
saw another dad show up with his preteen daughter, and, he's known around the community, DJ Dex. And I said, "What's your name? What's your DJ name?" And we just started a little dialogue, me and his daughter. There were just so many great, just representations of
mhm,
what it looks like to be a father from Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan. And I
mhm,
actually addressed the families, and I said to them, "This is what they want you to believe is not true,
mhm,
that this doesn't happen. These men here with their children," and many of them, the majority did not come with the moms because it was a
mhm,
Father's Day event,
mhm,
and it was fathers and their children. And organized, orderly, no commotion. Everyone followed directions. And we had rain, but we
mhm.
worked around it. Everyone was a trooper, and it was just beautiful. And many surprises to come from that video, but that was exciting, and it's always a pleasure to work with Biv 10 and their production. So yeah, once the video's out, I'll be sure to share it with
Okay,
everybody.
because I remember he did something last year. Wasn't it a brunch at, um, what's the place on Tremont Street? Is it Tremont? It was a brunch. You and I went. It was a Father's Day brunch, I think. It might have been a couple of years ago because the way time goes.
He does so many brunches, girls.
Mhm,
Was it
mhm.
when we went to Slade's?
It was
Did you
Slade's.
come with me to Slade's?
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
So definitely and that's the thing, is that Mike is always working behind the scenes. So
mhm,
this is something that happens to coincide with a media activity, but the things that he does behind the scenes that people don't see. So when you say, like, send the elevator back down, give back to the
mhm,
community, this is a man who truly cares and loves the community, cares
mhm,
about and loves the community. I've seen him collaborate with efforts for unhoused individuals that never makes it to the news because he doesn't want it to. He
mhm,
doesn't necessarily want to publicize his philanthropy,
mhm,
that he's a good person. He's doing it because it's genuine. So I've seen him work with unhoused communities, sponsoring like Super Bowl parties for, people who don't even have a home to go to, but he's shining a little light into their
mhm,
life on Super Bowl Sunday, doing like food and snacks and t-shirts for them. I've seen him do Mother's Day and Father's Day events every single year. Martin Luther King Day, almost every Martin Luther King Day, he's in Boston.
mhm,
And if he's not in Boston, he's got a representative of his in Boston showing
mhm,
up at an MLK brunch or breakfast. So
mhm,
again, big shout outs to at 617 Mike Biv. You can follow him on social media. Y'all know who he is.
mhm, mhm,
Y'all know who he is. But behind the the persona that you see is this real person and a real family. Like, his
mhm,
kids were there, his daughters were there,
mhm,
and the love they show for their father is just like, it's so incredible. And what I like about his kids is that they are children.
mhm,
They
mhm,
act like their age. So his youngest daughter acts like a little princess because she is, you
mhm,
know? And we did a cute little scene with her and a couple of kids. We did a scene. We did so many great scenes, but it was the children. And then there was a dance troupe that came through too. Shout out to Stages Dance Troupe, who's
mhm.
part of this effort as well. My daughter went to Stages because she had two left feet when she was little, and I sent her to Stages to learn how to dance, and my girl got rhythm now.
Mhm. Oh, was that in Mattapan? The stages in Mattapan?
Did you ever go to dance school when you were little?
Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me?
It's a little bit,
Okay. I think we're gonna wrap it up
it's a little
because
shaky.
um on my side it's not. but I'm also seeing the delays are increasing. So I'm doing this on my phone. I am going to release it, so you guys are going to have it today. But and I think it's going to work itself out. But it's hard to have a conversation because it's so delayed. So anything you want to kind of end with. Nope, you didn't hear me. So I'm gonna wrap it up anyway. We'll check, as Tracy always say, you do know where to find us. We're on all the platforms. We are on Apple. We are on YouTube. We are on Amazon. Uh, what else is there? Spotify. You know the
iHeartRadio.
places. iHeartRadio. So you definitely can find us there. But until next time, we will be. I will be doing this next week from my home on my own internet, and maybe it'll be better. So, but until next time,
Yes,
peace
but
out.
before you go,
Hmm.
one more music thing before you
What?
go. Enter our giveaway. We have a jazz
Oh
music
yeah.
giveaway for
Hmm.
Mesa, who's coming to the Blue Room in Cranston. You got it. Y'all got to come into this. I already see someone who's trying to eat up that ticket. So
Okay.
there's two premium tickets up for grabs. It's a giveaway. I see someone getting very aggressive in there trying to win this. So y'all got to come out there and compete if you want these tickets, because otherwise I think I know who they're gonna go to. So
Oh.
until then, have a
Okay.
great week, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Peace out.